Meet Alex. Alex earns good money, a salary most people would be happy with. And yet right now, Alex has $200 in the bank. Payday was 3 weeks ago. The money just quietly disappeared. The way it always does, every single month. If that felt familiar, this video is for you. Here's the thing nobody tells you about money. More of it doesn't fix the problem. That sounds wrong. But stay with me because the numbers tell a story most people have never been shown. Studies show that across the United States, United Kingdom, and most developed economies, nearly 60% of people living paycheck to paycheck earn what would be considered a comfortable income. 60%. Not people in poverty, people with solid, established salaries, people who worked hard to get where they are, people like Alex, people like you. So what is actually going on? This chart will stop you cold. As salary increases, the percentage people actually save barely moves. In many cases, it drops entirely as income rises. Why? Because of something called lifestyle inflation, so gradual and quiet that most people never once notice it happening to them. You get a raise, you upgrade the apartment because you deserve better, you eat out more because now you can. You drive a better car, and slowly the new salary starts to feel exactly like the old one did. This is what I call the 3-day rich feeling. That window after payday where you finally exhale. Then reality catches up. And nothing has actually changed. The system isn't broken, it is working perfectly, just not for you. Here's the order almost everyone follows with their money. Earn, pay bills, spend on life, save whatever is left. Read that last part again. Save whatever is left. Here's the problem. There is never anything left. You pay your landlord first, you pay the electricity company first, you pay the phone company first, you pay the streaming services first, you pay the restaurant first, you pay everyone on that list before you pay yourself a single cent. Your bank account reflects that exact priority every single month. The average person in a developed economy saves less than 4% of their monthly income. Less than 4 cents of every dollar goes toward their own future. Stop. Read that again. Less than 4 cents. Now here's where everything changes. Do not save what is left after spending. Instead, spend what is left after saving. Warren Buffett, the most successful investor in history, that one sentence flips everything we were taught about money completely upside down. Pay yourself first, before the rent, before the food delivery, before the subscriptions. Even if it starts small, the order matters more than the amount. Because every time you pay yourself last, you tell your money your future is the least important item on the list. And your bank account believes you every single month. We will return to how to fix this order. But first, let us talk about where else your money quietly vanishes each month. Let me ask you something. How many subscriptions are you paying for right now? Not roughly, exactly. Take a real second and think. Most people estimate 4 or 5. The verified average is actually 9. 9 recurring charges leaving your account every single month. Streaming platforms you forgot existed. Apps downloaded once and never reopened again. Gym memberships collecting digital dust. Services upgraded once and never revisited. But subscriptions are only the visible part of this problem. The real financial damage is something harder to track. Convenient spending, the coffee on the way to work because making one felt like too much this morning. The food delivery because cooking felt genuinely impossible tonight. The ride share instead of waiting 10 minutes. Each decision completely reasonable in the moment. Individually tiny amounts. Cumulatively devastating across an entire year. Research consistently shows the average person spends over $200 a month on purchases they cannot specifically recall within 48 hours. That is over $2,000 a year. Completely gone on nothing memorable. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. Dave Ramsey. And I know what you are thinking right now. I'm not trying to impress anyone, maybe not consciously. But social pressure spending is one of the most powerful and least discussed money leaks that exists. The birthday dinner because everyone else was going. The holiday gifts stretched beyond budget. The outfit purchased for one occasion worn exactly once. These aren't bad choices, they are deeply human choices. But they accumulate silently every month without ever appearing as one obvious mistake on your statement. Here is the deepest part of this conversation, the part most people never actually reach. Your salary has a ceiling, your expenses don't. Let that sit for a moment. Every year you can negotiate a raise, maybe 5%, maybe 10% in a genuinely great year. But rent goes up, groceries go up, insurance goes up, school fees go up, everything around you inflates quietly and consistently. And at some point, no matter how hard you push, you find yourself running faster just to stay in exactly the same place as before. This is what economists call the treadmill effect. You run faster, the belt speeds up to match, you are completely exhausted, and you have moved nowhere at all. This chart shows two people at the exact same starting point, same salary, same age. One spends everything every single month. The other places one small, consistent amount into assets every month and never touches it regardless of what happens. By year 7, the asset line crosses the salary line entirely. By year 10, the gap between them is almost impossible to explain to someone who has never witnessed compound growth working silently over time. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Warren Buffett. The problem was never that you don't earn enough. The real problem is that 100% of your income depends entirely on you showing up tomorrow, and every day after that indefinitely. That is a genuinely fragile position to build a life on, and somewhere quietly, you already know it. So, what actually breaks this cycle? Not a higher salary. The lifestyle meets the salary every time without exception. Not a detailed budget spreadsheet. Most people abandon those within 2 weeks when real life gets complicated and busy, not willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. It runs out, it has bad days. It cannot be the reliable foundation of a serious financial plan, a system, simple, automatic, running quietly in the background even when you completely forget about it. 3 things. That is genuinely all this comes down to. 3 things done consistently and imperfectly over time that most people never do simply because nobody ever explained it clearly. 1. Pay yourself first, automatically. Before you spend a single dollar of your salary, then move a fixed amount into a completely separate account the very moment it arrives, not what is left at the end. A fixed amount from the very beginning. Start with whatever feels manageable right now. The habit matters more than the starting number. 2. Name your leaks. Spend 15 minutes this week going through every single recurring charge leaving your account. Write everyone down on paper. Cancel every single one you had forgotten still existed. That one exercise returns most people over $100 every month. Not eventually, immediately. 3. Start one asset, not 10, one single thing. A low-cost index fund, a simple investment account, something small that earns money while you sleep. You do not need much to begin. You only need to actually begin. Screenshot this. Seriously, those 3 things, done imperfectly but consistently, will do more for your financial life than any salary raise you will ever receive. Remember Alex, $200 in the bank, good salary, no system whatsoever in place. Alex doesn't need more money, Alex needs a different order. Same salary, different system, completely different life. That is not motivation. That is not an empty promise. That is simply mathematics, working exactly the way it always has for everyone who finally decides to let it work in their favor. The only question is whether you choose to let it work for you, or keep letting it work quietly against you every single month. If something in this video genuinely shifted your thinking today, please subscribe.